Now this is the third video regarding the blood supply of digestive system, and after this video I will prepare another one for venous drainage and talking about portal vein. So this time I'm going to talk about the blood supply of mid-gut and hand-gut, and the blood supply of both of them coming from mesenteric arteries. You have two, superior and inferior. Okay, so here is the aorta again, abdominal aorta. Okay, then you have, which end up as two common iliac arteries. So you have superior mesenteric artery coming at lower level of and but very close to celiac trunk, and this one descend down anterior to the aorta, then going to the right side, to the right iliac fossa. Okay, so this is superior mesenteric arteries, superior mesenteric artery. Okay, and superior mesenteric artery, during its course from left to right, usually the vein is to the right side of the artery. The vein is going to be in this side. Okay, it's going to send multiple branches. The first one here, middle colic, then inferior pancreatico-duodenal, then right colic and ileocolic, and from left side is going to send 15 to 20 branches to the small intestine. We call them jejunal and ileal. So from this side is going to send about 15 to 20 branches are going to jejunal and ileal. We call them jejunal branches and ileal branches. Okay, they are traveling between the two layers of mesentery, and superior mesenteric artery is traveling through the root of mesentery. Okay, and if you remember, mesentery is a peritoneal fold of a small intestine. From this side is going to send one to the duodenum and the pancreas, is called inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery, inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery, which is going to anastomose with branch coming from celiac, superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. Okay, it's coming from hepatic. Then it's going to give middle colic artery, and this middle colic artery go to the right 2/3 of transverse colon and right colic flexure. Okay, so at this stage probably it's better to start drawing large intestine. Here is the cecum, okay, and appendix, terminal part of the ileum. Then this is the ascending colon. Okay, this is the transverse colon, right colic flexure, transverse colon, descending colon, and sigmoid colon, then until you reach to the rectum and the anal canal. Okay, so the middle colic artery is going to transverse colon until left third, like here. So this is, it's a tritory, right to third. This is third, left third, and this is 2/3 of transverse colon. Okay, so this is the tritory of middle colic artery until, and they give vasa recta, some branches, straight branches to the colon, to the right 2/3 of transverse colon. Okay, the second one is right colic artery. Here is the right colic. Once it comes close to the colon divide into ascending and descending branch, and smoothing and connect to middle colic. Then send the branches to the upper 2/3 of ascending colon. Then here is Colic artery. This is another branch which is going to divide also into ascending and descending, and send the branches to the cecum and the lower third of ascending colon, and also give ileal branch to the terminal part of ileum. That's why we call it Colic, and then also send appendicular branches. The good thing is that superior mesenteric artery itself is going to anastomose with the Colic, so closing is a circle. So let us give names. So this one is inferior pancreatic duodenal. This one is called middle colic. This one is called right colic. This one is called Colic. This one is called appendicular, cecal. Okay, but you can notice here that middle colic, you can identify the territory of each or the area supplied by each of them. Here is middle colic supplying right 2/3 of transverse colon, right colic flexure. Right colic supplying upper 2/3 of ascending colon and the colic flexure. Then Colic, from the name, supply terminal part of ileum, supply appendix, cecum, and also lower part of ascending colon. Then you have ileal and jejunal branches supplying jejunum and ileum. So we know now area supplied by superior mesenteric, starting from lower part of the head of pancreas and the lower part of duodenum through the inferior pancreatic duodenum. Okay, altogether this is midgut. How about the inferior mesenteric artery? Inferior mesenteric artery is coming at the level of lumbar 3 and they descend to the left side, okay, until it crosses the left common iliac artery. Once it is crossing the left common iliac artery, we change the name to be superior rectal. Superior rectal. So now this one is inferior mesenteric artery. This one was superior mesenteric artery. Okay. So the inferior mesenteric artery, again, coming from the abdominal aorta, descend to the left side, crossing left common iliac artery, and then going down to the rectum and the anal canal as superior rectal artery. It's going to anastomose with middle rectal coming from internal iliac, inferior rectal coming from pudendal artery. So there will be 3 rectal arteries anastomosing together down here. What are branches of inferior mesenteric? This is much easy. It's going to give left colic artery, and as you see, coming close to the colon, divide into ascending and descending branch. The ascending branch turn to the right side like this to anastomose with middle colic. The descending branch is going down along the descending colon. Then we have about 3 branches going to sigmoid colon, maybe more, but at least 3 branches. We call them sigmoid arteries. And again, the sigmoid arteries anastomosing with each other and anastomosing with left colic. So this is sigmoid arteries, sigmoid, and this is left colic. Okay, left colic, sigmoid. Superior rectal is a continuation of inferior mesenteric. So what are areas supplied by inferior mesenteric at the end? This one, left third of transverse colon, left colic flexure, descending colon, correct, sigmoid colon, rectum, this is superior rectal artery, and upper part of anal canal, So rectum, anal canal. Okay, so let me start from superior mesenteric artery. I'm going to trace superior mesenteric artery, you see, from the aorta. You can trace it all the way at the inner margin of colon until you reach down to the superior rectal artery. Until you reach down to superior rectal artery. What does this mean? This means that at the end of the day we have long circular artery. This artery is located at the inner margin of the colon. That's why we give it this name. It's called marginal. It's called what? Marginal. So this marginal artery, okay, is the result of anastomosis between all colic branches. Why it is important? Because imagine if there is obstruction here, there is blood clot here. What is gonna happen? The distal part, sorry, the proximal part of the colon might be affected, and the terminal part of the ileum. However, this is not the case because there will be refilling through the marginal artery. The marginal artery can compensate for obstruction of superior or inferior mesenteric artery. But those arteries which we call them vasa recta, okay, because they are straight, rectum means straight. So those arteries, there is no much anastomosis between them. If there is obstruction here, this area is going to be ischemic and maybe dead. So, but the anastomosis is located at the level of big arteries. And here is one. Exactly like circulus arteriosus and the coronary arteries, there is big anastomosis in the base of the brain, but is not enough to compensate for obstruction of the central branches or perforating branches. Coronary artery also, there is anastomosis between right and the left and some branches, big branches, but is not enough to compensate for ischemia, and that's why we call them end arteries. Okay, I hope that this is clear now. The branches of superior mesenteric and the inferior mesenteric. Just as a summary, you have inferior pancreatic duodenal coming from superior mesenteric, you have middle colic, you have right colic, you have ileocolic, you have jejunal and ileal branches, you have appendicular, you have sacral. From inferior mesenteric you have two branches, left colic and the three sigmoid branches. But don't forget that inferior mesenteric itself is going to continue down as superior rectal artery. Okay, I hope that this helped in summarizing the blood supply of digestive system for you. Now I am going to move to portal vein in the next video. Thank you very much.